Okay, so today was a fun one. Took a bunch of trades. Came off of, you know, long time in Florida. Haven't traded in a little bit. Today is in the 3K and 30-day challenge. We did all right. Tried to hop in here, get a couple different opportunities. Last I was here was Friday. Friday was the 10th. The 10th, we were not at highs. We were not at highs at all. And yet here we are, almost a week later. We're above highs. We're at all-time highs. So obviously the narrative coming in is we're at all-time highs. You got to deal with that. This was the 9 o'clock candle that had closed. So me personally, I was looking for opportunities, of course, around the 707. Maybe at the 676, but let's be honest, I didn't get too many opportunities. I tried first to get around the 700, tried to hop in there, and I closed it super early because of how long it was taking. It was taking what felt like 14 years to move. I tried again up here after this little pullback, and again I closed it far too quickly. As we pushed up, I tried to get involved. I couldn't, so just kind of sat on my hands, came back to this level. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see when I'm trading all-time highs. When people ask, how do you trade all-time highs? You need to have some kind of reference point that's producing support and resistance, not based off of price action, but based off of something else. In my case, this is based off of volume. This pink line here is volume weighted average price, VWAP. Whenever I'm looking to trade at all-time highs, I'm always going to be depending more heavily upon my levels developed off of VWAP than I am even my standard levels within market profile. And the reason is quite simple, because there's nothing to the left here. It's really hard to trade when this is all you have to the left. This is all the price action we have to the left. And this is nothing but chop. I can't depend on this reasonably. This is hard for me to trade. So instead of me depending upon anything to the left, I'm just depending upon my levels that are automatically generated based off of VWAP. Here's VWAP here. Here's the +1, +1.5, +2. We make it to and through +1.5 up to +2. We reject. We come back to +1. This is a bread and butter trade for me. We get here. We get this dope. We get this hammer. I buy. I lose. Get this here. I buy. I lose. We get a little bit lower. If this hadn't gone lower and closed like this, I would have been done for the day here, because this was really the only opportunity I had. Thankfully, we broke lows, made a weak low. The low for this little section of chop was the 26.75. We made it down to the 23.75. Just barely made it through. That lets me know there's a weak low. There wasn't much happening on volume. As you can see, volume was building up on the cumulative delta towards a direction. Something was going to happen here. We're going to go aggressively to the upside or aggressively to the downside. Usually if I'm looking to buy and I see that buyers are starting to consolidate on the cumulative delta along with price action, then I feel pretty confident about my buying opportunity. I go ahead and I hop in on this candle and I wait what feels like an eon. My average trade is around 1 minute and 20 seconds. This trade took me from 11:23 all the way to 11:34. 11 minutes is a long time to be in a trade for me. But I hopped in the trade. I decided, you know what? I think that this thing, it might not get back to all-time highs, but I think it get back to the +2. So I had an exit right at the +2 up here. I top ticked it. This is not normal. I very rarely am able to do this. This is something that I produce every now and again. When we go back and we actually look at where I got out one tick before the high at the 755 half. What was I seeing on the footprint chart? Nothing great, to be honest. I hopped in right here in front of the 47 after seeing all of these sellers, which I believed were getting caught, pushed down to the downside. This was one of my losses back here. I tried to get involved. It got cut down here, but we lost all of our sell imbalances, those red numbers. We lost all of our sell imbalances down here and maintained our buy imbalances. In fact, we maintained them with much larger size than we did our selling imbalances. So we get here, I go ahead and buy. I wait just a couple seconds and it feels like this thing takes off. Unfortunately, there was a lot of consolidation here. I had to wait through a couple minutes of that, but as soon as we got through that, as soon as we got through the 32 3/4, it was off to the races. And I kept holding. The only thing that would have caused me to cut is if we would have had a 10-point close in the opposite direction. That's how I like to trade. All these bars that you see, they're not time based, they're not tick based, they're not volume based, they're price based. Each one of these bars represents 10 points of movement. So if I get a 10-point close in one direction and I'm looking to buy, say in a pullback, then I'm going to do that more or less every time if my other conditions are met. In this case, my conditions were met beautifully. Cumulative delta was slowing for sellers. We were getting multiple closes to the upside, and order flow was on my side. So this was a really beautiful opportunity, really great trade. When we look at my activity log since the 29th, since I began this challenge, 29th of April, I am up to 2145. 2145 is not bad. When I look at today, I'm up 285 on the day. That's not entirely accurate. There's a little bit of fees in there. I think I'm up like 267 or something like that. But either way, we're positive. The max loss that I had was 255. The max profit I had was 540, and by that means that all of my wins added up were 540. All of my losses were 255. That's how this Sierra Charts is generating this number here. Profitability for the day was 40%, which is great. All time I shouldn't say all time. Over the past 4 years, I have consistently stayed just above 40% profitability, right around 42% or so. So this is beautiful. When I look at my trades, my average winning trade was 270. My average losing trade was 85. This is exactly what I want to see. This is really going to pump up my statistics and therefore pump up how I feel about my trading and pump up the confidence that I can have in my trading moving forward. This will make it so much easier for me to execute when I need to execute, when I know that my statistics are constantly showing me that I am doing the right thing. I'm cutting my trades quick, and I'm cutting my losers quick, and I'm allowing my winners to run. That's exactly what I want to see. My biggest winner today was $500. My biggest loser today was $125. That really big winner represents a large amount of my profits, obviously 92%. But I'm okay with that. This is just one day. When you look at my largest winners as percentage of profit, it's 43.85%. I'm okay with that. You know, over the course of a month, you're going to have a couple of trades that really color the rest of the month. Right now, I'm sitting close to like 19R on the month, so that's great. I'm almost at 10% on the account, which is fantastic. I couldn't be happier when it comes down to it. You know, having a positive expectancy, having continued success, looking at 40 trades and seeing that I'm overwhelmingly winning. It's all very humbling experience. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be in the markets. I'm going to watch nothing. I doubt I'll open up my charts. But what I will do is I will go through some data, and maybe I'll produce a couple of videos on how I'm dealing with all of this, because this is irregular for me to be going on so many trading days, 8 days in a row. I haven't had a losing day as of yet. That is a very humbling thing. And to be honest with you, that makes me a little skeptical. The greatest traders in the world have losing days. I don't believe myself to be one of the greatest traders. That could be a big detriment. That could be a big positive, depending upon how you look at that. But I think the core of things here is that I'm very proud of my results thus far. Working with Apex now, I'll be able to get my first withdrawal here pretty soon. And that'll be the first time I've taken money out of a funded account. So that's, again, very humbling. As always, thank you guys so much for joining us here at TradeDelicious. Please like and subscribe for more. I'm going to be posting some more details up in the Discord, along with more insight on where my head is at, more insight on why I decided to trade where I decided to trade. Please just, continue to follow along with me and stick with me. Once I hit this, once I finish this challenge, whether I win or lose within the given time frame, I'm going to be starting up a new one pretty much almost immediately. And this is just going to be par for the course as I challenge myself to be a better trader and hopefully educate you guys a little bit how you could do the same. So thanks as always. This has been AA Ron. For the rest of the day, trade well and trade delicious. I'll see you.